product and all things Content Square. And of course, I have 15 minutes and 24 seconds to go. People always tell me this is the most interesting and exciting part, but for some reason, I get the shortest time as well. But you're going to see me lurking around everywhere, watching you guys. If you have any questions, you can always ask us, and I have another slide to talk to you about it. So, in a very eloquent way that Dave spoke about all of these taps, swipes, clicks, and so many other features and gestures that you see, every single part of it is coming together to suffice to the use cases that is extremely important to you. So as you can see on the slide, the things that you collect on trusted data like click, tap, swipes, etc., increases conversion. Right? You have so many different angles where you can increase your retention, your loyalty, and so on and so forth. And all of these use cases come together thanks to the different platforms that we have acquired over time. And all of those platforms cater to different audiences, sufficing to different other contexts. For example, digital experience analytics, digital experience monitoring, product analytics, and voice of customers all come together to give you that seamless experience that you need to understand about a customer the moment they land into your digital trusted website or apps. You want to be making sure that you're giving them a very contextual behavior and not just always stuck in mind with your own inhibitions or your own hypothesis. Everybody here, if I were to give you the same website or an app, all of us are going to look at things differently, and we all are going to navigate it differently for the same exact goal. And that's the whole point. How do you understand them better is the whole use case here. Now, Content Square will come with a lot of different capabilities, and here you have a very worded slide. But the whole point is, no matter what type of team you're from, whether you're a product manager or a UI UX person or from marketing or an IT team person or an engineer, you have the same platform that you can all come together for every morning on Monday and look at what is really important to you and what is exactly to your North Star. As Dave mentioned, metrics are very important, and if you are responsible to complete that particular goal, you are one of the most important persons in the company. And what are you doing in order to bring all the tech stacks together in order to get that information as to what is happening with your customers and where exactly are they getting stuck at? Now, Content Square has been very traditionally a very session-based or a page view-based. Basically, what it means is we went deep into the behavioral analytics of it. So as you can see, the behavioral where engagement, scroll, time spent, hover, tap, swipes, all of those engagements will give you a lot more interesting, fruitful information that you would have almost always missed out. But with the very recent acquisition of Product Analytics Platform, now we can go wide as well. So think about lifetime conversion, lifetime value, or customer retention. We can go and give you a multi-session, multi-device outlook of what exactly is happening. So no matter where they're coming from, we understand their behavior, and we are able to manifest all the information together in order to give you insights that is easily actionable. So that is something that I'm going to be talking to you about, and very quickly, I'm going to show you in a real demo situation. Of course, I will stick to it for another 7 to 8 minutes, and I'll come back to the slides after that. So let me just fire up my laptop. Can we switch the screen, please? There you go. Awesome. So let me just increase the... Okay, this is all I have. All right, so this is the Content Square platform, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few things. Number one, I'm going to give you a microscopic view of what a zone means. So what is a zone for Content Square? A zone is any screen or page that you would want to look at from every single metrics point of view. So if you want to go really detailed for each screen, you can go to the zoning analysis. After that, I'm going to do a bit of a demo on a journey analysis. We have taken up a new persona of how we can actually look at all the journeys taken together, aggregated, to understand what are the nuances that I should quickly take away to look at the insights behind it. And I'm going to go through session replay so that I can see the behavior in action for the things that really matter to me. And then I'm going to move into product analytics and voice of customer. So here, what am I looking at? I'm looking at a particular screen, a home page of a fictional e-commerce retail website called a C-Store. And here, what am I looking at? I'm looking at exposure rate. Exposure rate very simply says the moment the person loads the website or opens the website, above the fold is 100%, but if it is anything lower than 100%, it's a quick giveaway that probably your web page is loading slower than what you want it to be. And as you scroll down, of course, the intent is very natural. You're going to be having a lesser exposure rate as soon as people are going under the fold. Now, there are multiple different metrics that we have sprinkled upon. Oops, I said sprinkle. I'm going to remember that. So there are multiple different metrics that is extremely important. For example, exposure rate that I just mentioned, or even revenue. So the moment you are hitting the confirmation page, whether it is from retail point of view or from banking or telco, whatever you think is the goal, we can actually attribute every single element, reverse engineer it, and give that particular revenue so that you understand what content or what type of image or content or UI, UX or button that actually attributed to that success section. So attractiveness rate and so on and so forth, basically giving you a very in-depth understanding of what is happening across the site. Of course, you have multiple different ways to compare. You can compare 2 different date ranges, 2 different type of devices. You can compare 2 different versions of your web page, whether it is from 1 month ago or from a different user base who are looking at different things. You can really go very quickly in understanding what is going on for each section or from each page or screen point of view. Now, the next question you would have is, what about the entire journey? What happens when people are going through across my website? So journey analysis is a bit of that by giving you in a sunburst diagram. What is a sunburst diagram? Basically, the innermost circle represents where people land first, whether they're coming into your home page first. So if I were to look at 41% of my people are coming to the home page, whereas directly 15% of the people, when they're landing into my website, they're directly coming to an error page. That's not a good sign at all. And a PDP page, if you're going from TikTok ad or an Instagram ad or any type of SEO effort, for example, and the later circles outside represents the next step. And at any given point in time, it is going to show you the first 7 steps. And if you want to go in detail, you can just click on it and it will automatically readjust and show you all the journeys that happens from that step. Going back to the breadcrumb, what is important and really cool here is the site exit, for example. So many a times you have these web analytics platforms or other analytics tools that tells us exactly when people drop off. But ask yourself the question, can you understand the intent behind the drop-off of what was the potential reason why they went off your website or your app? Content Square gives you that analysis using AI-powered insights. Because we collect all of these contextual behavioral data so richly, we are able to understand the site exit and give you an analysis of what exactly could have happened for them to drive themselves out of the site. As you can see here, if I click on frustration, frustration for us is functional and technical frustrations. So here you can see people have dropped off from my site because of excessive hover. Is that really a big thing for every company? Potentially not for all the industries, but for some industries it is. But as you can see here, 19% of them have actually had rage clicks and they actually exited out because of that, because they didn't see an action that they wanted to. Or slow load time. 4% of the people went away because of slow load time. Now you're having a very quick contextual information as to why people are dropping off, and there are multiple different ways into the platform where you can understand the reason why. And you can see it in a session replay in order to see that exact action filtered for you, and at the same time giving you an ascending order of the session replays with that exact problem with the frustration score in play. So you are going to look at the session replay that matters to you for that exact action with the most frustration score. So this is our way of giving you the insights by stitching the things together. And what is the most important metric for us is time to value. How many shoulders do you not have to tap to get to this point of information, and how real-time can it be, and how not so resource intensive this exact platform is going to help you with. So whether you are from whatever type of team you're coming in, you're going to be able to come and surface that information for yourself and slice and dice information and go through different platform sections to understand more about it. So the moment I play the session replay, a session replay or a playback loop comes in. So here on the left-hand side, you're going to see all the page views within that session so that you can click on the most frustrated one. And on the right, you're going to be seeing all the different gestures and events that has happened. For example, a JS error or an API error or a crash and so on and so forth. The platform will be able to surface it out for you. And this session replay is not just a playback platform, but it is a very actionable capability for you to understand every single nuance. And to top that up, we also go one layer above, and it's a bit too technical because a lot of times when people see a rage click or an error, it is not just that, there is some other impact that is happening in the back end that you may not be knowing. And Content Square also surfaces that with network detail as well. So if there is any latency or any loading problem with any type of document or style sheet or script or image that is within your HTML code, everything gets surfaced out. So whether you are looking from a marketing lens or from an IT engineering lens, you can have all of that information together, bundle that up, share this replay to other team members, or create a Jira ticket. You can really create those different integrations within your team members and break down those silos that you typically see in your current organization. So again, all of these information will help you understand per page view or per session what is exactly happening. The next question you would be having is, what about over the sessions or over time? What happens? Because it's not always necessary that everything happens in the same session. If you're having a high price item that you want to buy and you're actually confused and you want to shop different items or you want to research a bit, of course you're not going to buy it in the same session. Content Square allows you to see that information across the sessions thanks to our acquisition with Product Analytics Platform, which was otherwise called Heap in the past. So you have that potential capability where you have this logo that is hovering over on each and every section of our platform, where you can analyze multi-session conversions. The moment you click on it, the platform will take you over to the other platform or the Product Analytics tool at the moment, because it's still two different implementation, but very soon in the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to have all the basic functionalities coming together. So the moment you go into the product analytics page, you can see the information very quickly as to first purchased was done when people have seen the page views more than 4 times, exactly the number of 8 times. So the information is very clear that people were viewing the same product at least 8 times before they purchased it. That's one angle of the information that you can tell from a product analytics type of platform. But again, you can also see another fun fact, especially in this particular example, is that the first purchase happened in the same session, which was quite interesting. Of course, it's dummy data, so it's giving you that information. But imagine if you were to know what product or what type of sentiment happened for them to buy, at what point did they have to buy, what is the average buying experience. You can tell that information, like 0% of them actually had any type of purchase after more than 1 session, for example. So these are the information you can tell that ties in information from different devices or different sessions all at once in one platform. The other part in product analytics that is super cool is the funnel analysis. Many a times, product managers would like to see that happy path or that path that really matters to them, because that's the path that they created very newly or a feature that they really built. You can actually put all of those different steps together and tie it together manually, because you don't want to know in general, like the way Sunburst diagram was in a second. You wanted to know from a certain path perspective. The product analytics platform will be able to tell you what exactly happened. You could see in a very small number, around 7,000 users have seen the PDP page or any page, And after that, only 500 people actually placed the order. And again, the power of product analytics is we can also stitch the offline information together. So you're not only dependent on online or real-time digital information, you can actually stitch it together different information from the offline data sources as well. And the best part is you can also take actionable information here. For example, if you want to target people who have not done the checkout, you can click on the section and you can say users who dropped off prior to this step, I can send this segment of users to your personalization platform, for example, so that they can get an immediate push notification saying, hey, we noticed that you haven't purchased yet. Why don't you take this 10% coupon off? And please do the purchase, right? So you are basically trying to take all of this information together, stitch it together so that you can have a better propensity in creating that customer loyalty and not waiting for them to feel frustrated to drop a very negative voice of customer feedback to you. So before anything happens in a negative side, you're basically catching them in and getting their attention and seeking their action, basically. Of course, these are multiple steps you're taking because you know of a certain problem and you know exactly how to tackle it. But Content Square has a capability, even in the product analytics place, where you can ask any type of question to the AI. And we call this a co-pilot. And you can see that co-pilot across every single section that you go into the product analytics platform, where you can ask any question. So you can go over here, hover, and you can ask the question of what are the most commonly viewed page, for example, or how many orders were placed over the last week. And I'm going to just ask the question. You can just ask the question to the AI or the co-pilot, and the platform will automatically generate the chart and say 192. And if you want to understand the approach of this AI, you can just click on the question, and it will generate the response, and it will tell you exactly what was the calculation that was made. You have any other question, feel free to ask any other question, and the platform will automatically tell you what are the different things that you should be doing if in case you're confused on what is the next step that you should take. So again, these are the different capabilities. What we are trying to do is to make sure that you have utmost information with the least pressure on other team members and other different sources of technology that you may have, but basically bringing all the digital behavior together in order for you to have a more sound, less of hypothesis basis, but more data-driven decision making. Now, I will go into the voice of customer bit because I just did speak about that. Is the moments when there is bad experiences, Content Square has the capability to actually collect feedback. So you can have these feedback sprinkled on your website or your digital assets anywhere you want. So for example, I can say, this is my website. I want to say my feedback is very negative. I can click on next and I can write my feedback. And that feedback automatically gets inside into the Content Square platform, where you can have all the information stitched together with a session replay attached with it. So whenever you get all the insights, you have, of course, there are multiple different insights that doesn't have any context to it. Customers don't necessarily give you all the data, and you do not want to call the customer and say, hey, can you please tell me what happened? Because that's the worst experience that you would have, is to ask a frustrated customer what exactly got them to be frustrated. So the moment you see that, you can actually have all the responses with a capability to look at it in a session replay and attach that to the Content Square context as well and see that exact session replay. And at the same time, we have the capability to generate a common report for all the responses you've gotten. Because many a times you would have the problem, I have so many responses, I don't know what is the summary of it. Content Square can actually generate a report for you and give you a summary of what exactly was the overall sentiment, and does a sentiment analysis and gives you the finding and probably some popular quotes that is common in theme and what are the next steps that you should be taking. This is, again, a very quick way of giving you just a generic information of what should I be doing next, what is the common sentiment, without me needing to download all of them and read it line by line, but actually be able to have a quick understanding of what should I be doing next. So if you were to see, again, everything coming together all the way from behavioral contextual information to product analytics, where it takes care of all the different sessions and stitching different device information together, and at the same time bringing the survey and the voice of customer within the Content Square context of it all. Now, this is not it. This is, of course, I did a presentation that showcases the new things that are coming up very soon, but this is not it, and I'm going to go back into the slide mode. If everybody can, someone can switch it on. I'm running over time, just 2 more minutes. So this is not it. We have a lot of June launch and a new capabilities that is coming together. So one of the things that is coming is we are rehauling or overhauling our Content Square platform. So the existing customers, please make sure that you understand that we are going to be moving into the left-hand navigation, where we're going to incorporate product analytics, voice of customer, digital experience analytics, and monitoring all together for you to be not being confused and basically being easy to navigate them. And at the same time, you will have in the zoning analysis a lot of different metrics that is going to stitch multi-session information together in order for you to understand what exactly has happened, not only in that session or page views, but in the future sessions as well, so that you can understand what exact content or what exact material within your website was actually performing really well. And at the same time, we have a lot more metrics coming in the page comparator that gives you a more context on retention, lifetime value, and so on and so forth. And also in the journey analysis, whenever you hover over a certain section of the journey, it will also tell you after that step how many people converted at what session level. So all of that information will be embedded within the same platform without the need to jump from one platform to another. And of course, I'm sure you must be having a lot of questions in your mind, and you would probably want to be deep diving into some of the sections if anything is interested. We are here. These are the people that you want to look out for. And all of them are basically having a demo booth here, and we're going to have a BFSI-related demo session at 11:15. I know we were very retail-focused here today on the podium, but we have a session over there at 11:15, so please make sure you come over. Even if you have any questions, we are there at the entire event as well.